Goosebumps, also known as cutis anterior, is a reflex that all mammals have. Most of you must have experienced it before, but some of you may have not. The reason behind this is that different people have different stimuli for goosebumps. The main stimuli for goosebumps are coldness and fear. For instance, if I move out from this building to a park which is 5 degrees Celsius, it is reasonable to assume that I would get goosebumps, right? Well, the answer is no. Okay then, if I watch a horror movie, then I should definitely be getting goosebumps, right? Once again, the answer is no. Let's think about dogs then. When they feel cold, they get goosebumps due to the pilomotor reflex to ensure that there will be the increased amount of air that is trapped under their fur. This will ensure that they will be kept warm. That is mainly why the parka we wear are so thick also. What do cats do if they feel threatened? And they release their claws. But also they get goosebumps to make their fur erect. By doing this, it will make them look larger than they actually are, which would intimidate their enemies. I myself have actually never experienced this phenomena before. The question is, why? Well, thinking about the evolutionary advantages of getting goosebumps, humans have lost the need for those advantages, mainly because we can change the environment ourselves and we don't have the necessary amount of fur to actually give us those advantages. This means that goosebumps are a vestigial reflex which is in the process of disappearing. My hypothesis is that the process of disappearance is happening at different rates among different individuals. Even though almost all individuals have it, goosebumps, however, are not hereditary. There's a hereditary disease that resembles goosebumps called keratosis pilaris. For those who have this condition, goosebump-like bumps will form on their skin. These responses happen due to a subconscious release of a stress hormone called adrenaline. Adrenaline, which in humans is produced in two bean-like glands that sit atop the kidneys, is responsible not only for the contraction of muscles, but also other body reactions. Once adrenaline is released, it causes the tiny muscles connected to the base of the hair, also known as erector pili muscles, to contract and eventually make the hair erect. So, what causes the erector pili muscle to contract once stimulated? Well, for muscles to contract, they need to receive a signal, and signals are transmitted through neurons. The neurons have dendrites that receive messages from other neurons and axon terminals that pass on the message to the next neuron. This is done due to the sodium-potassium pump. The sodium-potassium pump releases 3 sodium particles while bringing in 2 potassium particles into the cell. Since the number of particles being brought in and out are different, one side is relatively more positive than the other one. This creates an action potential which moves down the axon. Once the neuron reaches the muscle, the erector pili muscle, for the case of goosebumps, the neuron releases neurotransmitters in a space called synapse, or synapse. The neurotransmitters then bond with the receptors of the muscle, which causes the muscle to contract.